Hey friends, happy Wednesday. I'm just waiting for it to go live and I'm just jumping in on the page again. I just did an essential oils one because there's a BOGO week, but because I'm both an oil lover and health and wellness in general, I wanted to talk about today's podcast and share this in the Healthy Body community for all the ladies that you're all welcome to join, by the way. But I just wanted to point us to podcast. So let me quickly share this and then we'll get started. It's going to be a brief one. But all right, so welcome for those who are new to either my Healthy Body community group or to my Facebook page, Madewell. I am Brianna. I'm a health and life coach, essential oils advocate, and CrossFit Level 1 trainer. And I really work with women to kind of overcome yo-yo dieting, honor their bodies, and get a healthy body they love and are proud of. That's kind of what I do on the coaching side. Then on the essential oil side, I help women use essential oils as a natural solution and non-toxic solution for their health and those they love. So I have my free group, Healthy Body Community for Women, and then my Madewell Essential Oils community group, where I kind of talk about oils, and it's buy one, get one in that week. But anyways, I want to talk about today's podcast because it does relate more to the health coaching side. And it's a really great podcast. If you haven't listened to the Healthy Body podcast yet, I just check it out. You know, it's one of my favorite things to do and offer each week to women, just to support them in really looking at these 7 areas of a healthy body: nutrition, exercise, stress, sleep, digestion, and toxic load, and mindset and habits, and work through different areas in those areas to kind of get a healthy body they love and are proud of. And my main coaching program right now is the Healthy Body Academy, which is a group membership coaching program. So that's where I really give women like high level coaching content and community. But through the podcast, you can still hear stories from people and get some sort of baseline support. And today's podcast is with Rebecca Fedrowitz, who is also kind of in the health and wellness field. She's the founder of Your Well Health, and she just has a beautiful story. And as you'll see with most of us health coaches, is that we all have had a story, you know, and many of you probably heard my story of like overcoming dieting and eating disorders and just trying to find a way to take care of myself and get to the root of all these issues, but take care of myself in a way that's sustainable, joyful, life-giving, and actually healthy, and not just what they feed you and lies that people tell you. And so Rebecca also has a similar story in just, you know, struggling with something and then having to figure out. And just like her, we both kind of approach this from a holistic point of view. And so that's why I also do life coaching sometimes for women, because it's not just our physical health, it's all these areas: emotions, mind, relationships, all those things. And, you know, Rebecca just shared her story on the podcast of really struggling with hormonal imbalance after having her son, postpartum anxiety, growing up in high school, and just the struggle to really find what her body should be like, and then struggling with all things like adrenal fatigue and stress, and really needing to have this comprehensive form of wellness. And so she really looked at different things and she still does, from a scientific perspective, holistic, and focuses on 4 pillars in Your Well Health: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and then environmental. And her environmental is like relationships, home, are you in a toxic environment, that sort of thing. And I would say that, you know, Madewell as a whole looks at some of these very similar areas. And what I think we both really found is that we support women in helping get it, you know, in their bodies, but in all these other areas as well. And so, you know, then she just gave us a kind of bit of a teaching around how all of the different parts of our bodies are connected. And this is something I tell the women in the Healthy Body Academy too. Our digestive system is connected to our endocrine system, which is connected to our cardiovascular, which is connected to our nervous system. And so when one part of that is out of whack, the rest will be. And so if you're not familiar with endocrine system, it is around hormones. And really, you know, hormones are more than just estrogen. By the way, you have way more hormones than you could ever think, and they're chemical messengers in our body, and our body needs them. And so she shares a little bit more about stress and digestive distress, and how our adrenals our adrenal or adrenaline can only go so much. And often we are overworking that. And then we get adrenal fatigue, which is like you're just tired in ways that you may not realize. And so there's acute stress, but she's talking about chronic stress, right? And then, she gives some tips around recognition of how you can recognize the stress food mood connection, and some different tips around nutrition and how you can help your stress and even digestive distress, because often a lot of our stresses show up in our digestion because most of our immune system's there and many of us are affected. And I'll know that for sure. When I'm really stressed, my stomach is hurting in many ways, right? And so for me, that's a connection. And so how do you, when you've been under a chronic stress, how do you heal? Through nutrition. And so Rebecca just shares a little bit of things around how you eat and what you drink may be different for you when your body's been under a lot of stress than when you're just like more of a health, like you're healthy and maintaining. Because things such as alcohol or caffeine or sugar, your body maybe just won't be able to have, or maybe you need to eat more cooked foods because your body's not able to digest a lot of the raw foods and stuff like that. Or maybe, there's just certain things you're might have to change if your body has been under chronic stress. Okay. And so I really just hope you check out this episode, because this episode is filled with a lot of great things to really just give you more of an understanding of what's really happening in your body when you're under chronic stress, and how you can care for it and heal with it through nutrition. And I really encourage you, I'll link that in here too. Rebecca has her own podcast, Your Wealth Health Podcast. Follow her on Facebook, Instagram, website, but also check out her freebie around nutrition, kind of like a whole health. Like, how can you nourish yourself holistically? And so she has a lot of great stuff in that resource. And also for me, I just wanted to let you know, like, I have a resource library, and sometimes it's confusing as like, what's in there? It's everything that deals with a healthy body. But I also have some recipes in there around, paleo or Whole30. And those are just mainly whole food recipes that could be helpful for you as you're trying to really heal through whole foods. But also have some trainings in there around deciphering food labels and, fitness plans, all that sort of stuff. So if you don't have access to that library yet, just go to madewell345.com/healthy-body-resource-library, and you can get free access to that and binge as you want on that. I don't like that word binge, actually. So take in as much as you want on that. So check out the podcast episode. I've linked it here in the blog, which has all the links to stuff I've mentioned, or you can listen to it on any of the podcast platforms. And let me know what your thoughts are on it. Feel free to share with us. Also rate and review the podcast, but make use of this. I really put a lot of effort into the podcast to make it as valuable as possible for people. And Rebecca just shared a lot of great stuff. But also check out her freebie, nutrition, around holistic health. And then check out my freebie, the Healthy Body Resource Library. And I'll link both of those in now so you have access. Okay. Thank you so much. I hope you check out the episode, and I hope that it blesses you. And then we'll continue the conversation throughout the week in the Healthy Body community around this episode. So definitely join if you haven't yet. That's multiple things. Main thing is listen to the podcast episode. And then if you want some resources, check out our resources. But I think listening to the episode is where the gold is. All right. Thank you so much. And I'll talk to you later.